Welcome to the exciting and new podcast. This is a mini. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And I'm Zach.
Yo, what's happening? We got the music this time. I like it. And Andy's even like, he won't talk because he's trying to figure out what he's doing there.
Like start fading it down. All right. I'm going to start feeding it down there. There we go.
There's our timer, so we get that.
All right. There we go. Music on cue.
Right. Dana, what you do this week? I think you had some
stuff going
on, right?
Remind me at the end to hit the B button so I know what music to play on the way out because I'll forget. It's not lit up. I don't know why, but we'll get there.
I had Tara and I's daughter's wedding last night.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And now I'm very happy it's over, but it was a great wedding. But I'll tell you, don't just elope. Wedding planning is so difficult, and it's quite the process. But we had a great time. Yeah. Andy was there.
I was there. Michelle and I were there. We had a blast.
We had a surprise guest of someone we work with.
Who was that?
It was the weirdest thing, man. So they had a robot come to dance. That's
the picture you said,
was it like the last hour or something like that?
Yeah.
So this big, gigantic robot.
I was trying to figure out what that was.
Which was obviously a person in a costume, in a robot costume. But before that, I walked, we were outside talking, me and maybe Jim or Doug or whoever was there. And I walked in and Michelle's talking to this guy. And I'm like, that's Francisco from work. Angelica's brother who works in the inventory department. I'm like, what the hell's he doing here? He was working with the robot. Like when they did the limbo stick with the robot, he was holding the other side of the limbo.
Head on,
but it was just so weird.
Was he wearing like the marshmallow head? Like that DJ Marshmallow or whatever?
It looked like
just like a bobblehead head size thing.
Who's the DJ with the big monkey head? Or is it a monkey? Or
Marshmallow. He has
is
the
that
marshmallow. Then there's the one that has Mickey Mouse.
I don't know.
What is that? Dead Mouse. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That's who I'm thinking of. Dead Mouse. Yeah. But the wedding was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And you guys got lucky that you were able to do the ceremony outside.
I know. It was pretty windy.
It did not look promising early on.
Yeah, but it was good. And today I feel exhausted.
But now it's over.
Now
you can start saving money for the rest of your life.
Now I can start paying my bills because now my school loans start this month.
Oh.
So I have to start paying that back. So
do they have a honeymoon planned? Or
they're going somewhere January, February. They're either going to St. Martin or St. Thomas. I can never remember.
Yeah. One of those saints.
Yeah, but they're going after
Virgin Island.
Yeah. It's hard for people to go right after their wedding.
Oh yeah, I know.
Go on a honeymoon the next day. Yeah,
and stuff like that. On TV, it's always like
that's difficult.
That's a TV trope. Or
Michelle and I went on our honeymoon the day after our wedding.
Did you?
And we had, not only was our wedding like just a drunken mess, but we went back to the hotel that we stayed at with the entire wedding party. The entire wedding party stayed at the hotel. So that was like my buddy Bruce and Dan and Michelle's brothers Eric and Thomas and my sister Becky and all their significant others. And there was a bar at the hotel and there was another wedding party that was staying at that hotel too. And we were all at the bar until they closed it. Our flight was at 8 o'clock the next morning. Our wake-up call was at 6 o'clock. Now, this is pre-9/11, so we didn't have to be to our international flight till like an hour before. So we were like waking up at 6 to get our flight. And we slept through our wake-up call. We slept through the guys knocking on the door. And then finally our limo came to pick us up at like 7 or something like that. And they were banging on our door. And we woke up like, what the hell's going on? So we got, like, you're on the plane just all crusty and hungover. It was a terrible flight. Oh, my God. But it was just, I mean, I carried Michelle across the threshold. I believe I, like, picked her up and dropped her and smashed her head. It was a mess, but it was fun. But Ashley's wedding was great, too. Yeah. We had a lot of fun.
I did too.
Good crew, good people there.
I was a little stressed at first, and then once I finally was able to let go and relax, and I was like, okay, because I was always waiting for something to go wrong, or something to happen, and Ashley to be upset. But
was she not upset at all?
No, she was good. She was good. Yeah. Mario was upset because all the Chick-fil-A at the end was gone by the time we got out.
I didn't even see any Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it was next to the donuts.
I saw the
donut wall, and then there was so at the end it was like late night food or whatever as you're walking out the door, and there was like a wall of like I got 100 donuts, and we got like
got 100 donuts.
Yeah, and like 10 were left.
There were like 8 when I got out there. I was like, I guess they have some donuts.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
People were like soaking up all that alcohol.
And then they did I think they got like 500 chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
Get the hell out of here! I didn't see any of that.
2 trays of mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A as well. Because they'll deliver.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and all that was gone. There was some mac and cheese left, but Mario He's like, oh, I didn't get any chicken nuggets. I guess the hotel was right across from Chick-fil-A. He's like, I guess I have to go there tomorrow. I'm like, no, you're not. It's Sunday. And then he was upset all over again. I was like, I'm sorry.
You gotta wait till Monday.
Yeah.
The only problem with the wedding was the music, because they're young and Hispanic, and so the music was young and Hispanic.
Yeah.
And as an old white guy, I was like, oh my god, aren't they going to play any
They didn't play any traditional.
Aren't they going to play any Billy Joel or something like that? No,
no. Those songs are slowly like. Well, the wedding we went to a few weeks ago played like Meatloaf. Which was a great, song for everyone to be, screaming on the dance floor.
Which Meatloaf? Paradise by
yeah.
Dashboard
That's all
Light.
everybody sings.
Yeah, like a lot
it's like
of stuff
three
like
songs
that.
in one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
pretty
It goes
much.
on and on and on.
Yeah, but
Stop right there.
Doom, doom.
the Spanish music definitely has great beats to it. I obviously have no idea what they're saying, but that really got everyone on the dance floor. Because for the most part, all the young people there were their family and friends, which are all, mostly Puerto Rican. So that's like the kind of music the kids like. And me being, of a certain age, it's,
Old.
I'm more of like 90s, early 2000s music. Yeah. I think there was one song that came on. It was Missy Elliott. And I was like, oh, I know this. Nice. My sister's, who's older than me. He's like, I've never heard this song before, ever.
Or it's like, you think, I know this song. And then it's like, it was like, and then it was like just remixed.
Yeah.
Or they just took the beat from an old song and made it something new. You're like, I don't know. It's like, oh, Twisted Sister. I'm like, oh, no, wait, this isn't Twisted Sister. I don't know what this song is.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, just like you were saying, like I was on the dance floor for like 2 hours. I don't dance, but I was.
Well, once the
half-naked
alcohol. Ladies came out.
Oh yeah,
the robots had two carnival dancers who were in very skimpy bikinis with little feathers on their butts. They were cool. They were a lot of fun.
That's fun, yeah.
And to say half naked, you mean like 90%
yeah,
naked.
They were 90%
They were covering
naked.
up just their little bits, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wearing a leaf.
Yeah.
I'm sure I took some pictures of it.
I saw a lot of men on the dance floor who weren't on the dance floor before that. Definitely were out there.
I'll go out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But it was definitely like it was the last hour. People were already, been drinking and dancing, and that just made it, even crazier.
That's fun.
But that venue was a great venue. They provided all that. They did fireworks at the end.
Really?
Yeah, they do like 2 rows. They have everyone line up, and then they do sparklers, and then the bride and groom were over there, and there's a firework display. And
that's neat.
Yeah. It's actually the same place my parents got married 50 some odd years ago.
Get the hell out of here, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Same owners.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We had a couple holiday parties there back in the Hibbert days. I don't know if you remember that, but
what was the name of it?
The Falls over in Marsville, across from Snipes.
I know where that's at. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good.
You did have to drive under a creepy bridge to get there.
You did. Isn't that a creepy bridge?
We turned left. I said to Michelle, I'm looking down the road. I'm like,
tunnel?
Are we going down that road? I'm like, this is how a horror movie either starts or ends. So I was like, I don't know about this.
It's like this long white tunnel, like a cement tunnel, but it's painted white. And it is on a road in the middle of nowhere that leads to where it looks like nowhere.
But it's
and then
the bridge under
train tracks.
Is it the train or 95?
No, it's train tracks. Okay, yeah. But yeah. But other than that, I mean, it was good. And then, we actually forgot our suitcase. So we had to drive, take our suitcase. And I think I got to sleep at 2. And
this was just for them to sleep over at the hotel and then.
Yeah, to go home.
They woke up and.
But it was like every single thing she had. But at least if you're going to forget something, it wasn't needed for the wedding.
It was already packed.
And it was already packed, yeah. But, that was it. So I didn't watch a lot of new things this week because I was cleaning.
What did you watch? If you do have any that you do watch?
I did start a new show on Stars called Shining Veil. It's already in its 2nd season.
Courtney Cox?
Yeah.
I saw the preview
and Greg
for
Kinnear.
it. Yeah.
I thought it was brand new, but I guess its
Cox,
2nd season was coming out.
I was telling you about that. There was one where she said the ghost was fucking her husband or something like that. And
I didn't see the preview, so I'm not sure
but
yet.
the ghost took over her body or something like that. I don't know.
I can see that happening, Stars. But it's Courtney Cox, Greg Kinnear.
Never heard of it.
They move. Yeah. It is type of a haunting type of show. They move into this house in Connecticut that looks creepy as hell. I mean, obviously, you look at this house and it's haunted. Like, how could it not be? And, the family's having trouble, so they move out there. And then I'm only 1 episode in, but I could tell it's going to be a haunting possession, but it's also kind of a comedy type of thing.
Yeah,
so
I stopped on the preview because I heard Courtney Cox say the F word, and I was like, oh. I'm like, what's this all about? And then I was like, okay, I'm not watching this.
But you have to have another, streaming service for this one.
It's not streaming.
I didn't even know we had it, and then Tara's like, "Oh yeah, I never canceled it." So,
Zach, you're the new guy. What have you been up to for the last however many years you've been on the planet?
Welcome to the podcast as well.
I'm scared.
Don't be. It's just us. We're just having fun here.
Watching. I went to the drive-in 2 weekends ago for Halloween-a-thon. They did Halloween 1, 2, 3 on Friday night, 4,
Season
5,
of the
and
Witch.
6.
Wow.
That's good stuff. We did that on the podcast.
Yes.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
So back to back to back. So you were there for like 6 hours or something like that, or however how long it takes to watch those movies.
I camped there.
Oh,
It's the Mahoning Drive-In. It's in Lehigh Valley.
okay.
And you can pay for the whole weekend. So I got tickets for Friday and Saturday night. Sunday night they did Halloween 7, but I didn't want to stay for just one movie.
That's enough Halloween.
Yeah.
I think of that one.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
know which one 7 is. Is that like the Curse of Michael Myers? Or
Yes, with Paul Rudd.
I was going to say
actually.
Paul Rudd was the one, right?
Rudd
Yeah.
one. Yeah, okay.
I had no idea.
Same year he did Clueless.
Right.
Oh,
Man,
95?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's when he came out.
that's crazy. I remember seeing that one.
You were just talking about how everybody has that first movie is a horror movie, like Kevin Bacon,
Yes.
Friday the 13th.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Was it Matthew McConaughey in
Texas
Texas
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Massacre. Yep.
We might talk about Bill Paxton later in
Yeah.
Mortuary.
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, Leprechaun.
Leprechaun? That's right.
That's great.
So you watched. So day 1 was Halloween 1, 2, and 3, and then the next day was 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I got there Friday night, set up my tent, got some merch, and then sat down for Halloween
were there
1.
any guests there? Like any?
There usually are, but this one, no, I don't know who they would even get.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's the only person you would
Yeah.
want. You know what I mean?
She's
I'm
too
sure she's
famous.
dying to
Well, then again, a couple weeks ago they had John Waters there, but
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun. John Waters. I love him.
Isn't
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids the movie coming up soon?
that just happened.
It just happened.
But-
Do they have things every weekend?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
wow.
this month is the last month, and they go into like a 6-month
For, like, the winter
hibernate.
time?
Yeah, it's too cold. But when does this come out?
in 2 weeks,
In 2 weeks?
right?
This will come out next Sunday night.
Well, too late, but for people listening. But this upcoming weekend, they're doing a Universal Monsters marathon.
Awesome.
That would be so much
Wow.
fun.
The old school ones like Bela Lugosi,
Yes.
Frankenstein, and stuff like that.
Like outside.
So
just
is
seems
it?
so
So
fun,
is,
you know?
when you say you're camped out, like so you had like a tent and you were camping there, or
Well, if you picture like like the Wi-Fi symbol,
okay,
picture
Yeah.
the dot is the screen.
Okay.
And there's rows of cars that get wider, and then the last one is just a big grassy area where everybody sets up their tents.
okay.
And then you go sit wherever you'd like. And then at the end of the night, you go back to your tent, but you don't have to stay back there for the movies.
And your cars were parked like closer, so you'd sit in your car during it and then go
You
back
could,
to your tent. Or
if it's cold, but in the summertime, everybody just sets up their chairs in front of their cars. It's like a
Okay.
big party. It's really fun.
How do you hear it then if you're outside? Because I know you're supposed to tune your radio in.
You
or,
bring a radio. So everybody has like old school radios.
That's
Oh,
fun.
where would you get an old school radio? I don't have one of those.
Thrift store.
yeah, I was gonna say I have
Really?
one that I have one that I think it's
Craigslist,
serious.
eBay, yeah.
Can you buy one new though? I wonder. Like
sure
Amazon
they-
still make them.
I mean, the radio's still a
They
thing.
do have them, like digital ones.
that little
you
thing
can
probably
buy.
gets the radio.
Interesting.
Right? Is that just a clock?
It should, right?
So
That's just our time.
Or you could put Audacity on your phone and or Audible. What the hell?
Audible is the
Not Audible. There's a radio app where you can get
Pandora.
Really?
radio shows. Because I only
Yeah,
found it
Pandora.
recently.
You can download
Yeah, but
iHeartRadio.
I just downloaded this one app because I wanted to actually listen to the Phillies like post game. Like I wanted to hear the guys talking about it, and I'm like, how do I? Audacity. Did I say Audacity?
Yeah. Interesting.
Anyway, you
That's
can.
also what we use for the podcast.
That's
too,
what I'm
right?
thinking. Like I'm thinking one of them's not the right name, but I was listening to like WIP on my phone at work the other day
WIP.
because off that whatever. What else have you been up to besides drive-ins?
Well, this upcoming Friday, I'm going back. I'm going to go see The Invisible Man with Claude Rains.
Okay, yeah.
The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know who played the creature.
Here's my creature.
Yes. Do you know who
Is
played
that my
the
dog's
creature?
going crazy up there?
Yeah.
What's the actor's name?
I forget the name, but he just died recently.
Oh.
Wait,
Yeah.
Creature from Black Lagoon?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, my father-in-law would know. He's
Soft.
into all that shit.
He was
Off to
he
the-
just died recently. I can't think of his name though.
It's off to the Great Lagoon in the sky.
That big lagoon.
And then then the third movie is going to be The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe.
Okay, yeah.
With Bela Lugosi and the other guy. What's his name?
Boris Karloff?
Yes. Yeah, I've never seen that one.
That sounds fun though. I
I'm
love
only
the
staying for
Universal
Friday.
monsters.
The Raven? Like,
Yeah.
what's the... Well, I guess one of them's playing the narrator, but what's the other one
I have
playing?
no idea.
Sweet Lenore? Maybe he's in drag or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
Gonna find out.
That's
Other
fun,
than
yeah.
that, what have I watched recently? You know what? I watched Back to the Future last night.
Nice.
I saw that was on,
That's
actually.
such a great movie.
Yeah.
It still holds up.
It does. I'll watch it anytime it's on.
1 and 2, I'll watch anytime.
What about 3, Jay?
I've never seen it.
I'll watch
It's like
3.
Godfather 3. You don't need to.
I've never seen part 3, and he yells at me all the time for that. But it's just
Part
not.
3's fine, man. I mean, it's not obviously as good as the other ones,
No,
but
I'll watch
Yeah.
it if it's part of. If
Yeah.
I'm doing the whole thing, I'll watch 3.
I hear my dogs
Lily's
barking.
going
Do you hear
crazy,
them in the
yeah.
mic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're being such jerks. They probably hear my voice, and they're like, why are you not here
Like,
with
not
us?
cool, man. Why is he down there?
I'm
not up
hoping
here?
Danny's going to be home in a couple minutes. Hopefully he can, like, calm them down.
I watched something old.
Okay.
From 1933.
Wow.
Is that Wizard of Oz?
That was the original. No, it's 39.
Oh, okay.
I watched the original King Kong.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was on TCM recently, so I watched that. But I always liked it.
That's like one of those movies
Yeah.
that everybody holds as the gold standard of
Yeah.
movies. Like, no one ever wants it remade
I mean,
because
it's
they can never make it as good
1933,
as
so
that.
obviously it's 90 years old. I mean, it's obviously going to have like a lot of like the pants up to here and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it was fun, that one. And I watched another old one from 1988 with starring Kevin Dillon.
Kevin Dillon.
Yeah, 1988 horror movie starring Kevin Dillon. Do you want to guess what it was?
Do you think I would know it?
You should.
Really?
1988.
Was he the star of it,
Kevin
or just
Dillon was
happened
the
to be
star,
in it?
yeah. I told you, I just talked to you about
I
it.
know,
too.
I know. I remember you mentioning it.
It's The Blob.
The Blob.
Oh.
It's a remake of The Blob,
Yes.
actually, though, yeah.
I go to Blobfest. I went to Blobfest
You did,
last
that's right,
year.
yeah.
I think I missed it this year. I think it would have just happened
There's a
a couple
Blob
weeks ago.
Fest. That's right, I forgot you went to that.
And
in,
where is that?
In Phoenixville,
Is that where the
Pennsylvania.
movie's supposed to take place? Is that
Well,
where-
no, I don't know if that's where it took place, but I think it was the original one from the 50s, right?
Starring Steve McQueen. I think he's another one of those horror people that, I mean, famous people that got his start in horror movies.
Yeah,
He was in
I'm
the
not sure if
original
it was
Blob.
the fifth, whatever it was. They filmed it there, so there's a lot of locations. The movie theater is on that main street, and that's kind of like where it surrounds the whole
Yeah.
thing. But it was pretty much just a bunch of vendors on the street. All the shops and restaurants are open and whatnot. But even when it's not Blobfest, it's a nice little area there.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So I guess they show it in that little theater there or whatever.
Did you see
they
the movie when
reenact
you went?
people running out.
Yeah.
No. We had gone there like last minute, so we
Yeah.
didn't really have anything planned when
That'd
we
be
ended
fun,
up
the
going.
reenactments
I don't know
of
if I've ever-
everything.
I've
you
always
know?
wanted to do that.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I've ever
I
actually
think I want to
seen the
do it.
Blob.
I'm going to look into the Blob Fest.
Yeah,
How
I
far
think
is
it's
that
every
away?
October. Probably an
right?
hour,
Oh,
50
hour.
minutes. Yeah, it's up. It's
Speaking
20
of-
minutes from Ashley's house, so
Okay.
it's up that way.
Speaking of things to do, I'm going to Chiller next weekend. Chiller
Nice.
Theater.
Nice.
Yeah, you
Who's
coming
there?
up, or-
I might.
Yeah. Oh, you got-
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, drive-in Friday. I might come meet you.
Yeah.
Who's
definitely.
there? Who's the big get?
The big get for me is going to be Ralphie and the Christmas Story Kid.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Oh.
yeah,
That's fun.
It's going to be 6 people total from A Christmas Story.
So all the kids, I
All the
guess. I mean, all the
kids,
parents are
yeah.
dead now, right?
Yeah,
The mom just died.
right when the movie came out.
The sequel,
Yeah,
right?
the sequel came out. But
Can we go back for 1 second?
yeah.
What, do you think the Blob redo was better than the original?
It's just more fun because it's more modern, but I like the old one as well. But this one's, I like the 88 version one better.
Yeah?
But I think the Blob, there's, in Creepshow 2, there's one of the vignettes is
The raft.
Yes.
is like
Yeah.
a blob. And I like, that is my favorite Blob, I would
Okay.
say.
Yes.
From Creepshow 2.
I might agree with you on that.
My favorite Blob is the guy from Wolverine Origins, but not really because that was terrible.
I got a couple more things that I watched. We were just talking about Totally Killer.
Yeah,
It's on
it was
Amazon
so
Prime.
fun.
It's about a girl who goes back in time to fix a murder. Actually, like a murder spree.
Yeah.
Like a murder happened about, what was that, 1987.
Yeah.
There was a murder and, Julie Bowen's in it. Who else was in it? Somebody else was in it.
Well, she's the girl who goes back in time. I always forget her name. It's a weird name, I think, but she was a little girl in Mad Men, the new Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
That's what it was, the Sabrina
Yeah.
Teenage Witch. I didn't see that, though.
Yeah.
But,
I watched the first season of that. It was actually pretty good. But other than that, The guy,
It's got some fun 80s
the one
killing
guy I
kind
know.
of spree, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing in there, you know.
yeah, it was fun.
It was a fun movie. I just watched Old Dads on Netflix, the Bill Burr movie, new Bill Burr movie on Netflix.
Okay.
Bobby Cannavale, a couple other people in there. That was really good. And that's all I have of movies and stuff that I've watched.
I watched Mission
I
Impossible
recommend Old
today.
Dads. That was fun.
The new Mission Impossible. I watched that today.
Is that part one of two?
Part
right?
one of
Yeah.
two, and I guess it's the last ones. I gotta say, I mean, this was really good, really exciting. Everybody's back. Like Ving Rhames is in it, and Simon Pegg, and anybody that's been in a Mission Impossible movie that's still alive is in this one. What's her face from Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy's in it, and
No.
a couple other people. But it was really exciting, and the end part, they're on a train, and I don't want to spoil it. You might watch it someday. Like it's so,
I probably won't.
it's so yeah. You might not, but Dana might, and Zach might. So like, I want to not like it is so ridiculous, but it's fun.
Yeah.
But
Is Tom Cruise in this one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I
you'll never watch it?
probably not.
Oh really?
Can't stand Tom Cruise.
oh my god, I love
don't-
Tom Cruise.
I don't think they'll ever make one without him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
I think he
that's
owns the
his-
franchise
that's his,
now.
yeah.
But
They'll AI him.
it is so exciting. I know it didn't do well at the box office because it actually got steamrolled by Barbenheimer.
Eris? Oh, I thought.
Oh.
It came out the week before Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah.
And so it won that week. But once Oppenheimer and Barbie came out, like it just dropped.
Usually, those movies usually do huge.
Yeah,
box
I mean, it
office
was supposed to
numbers.
make like $1 billion and it made like 500 million, which sounds like a lot, but I think it cost like 500 million to make.
And
Oh,
they do a
that's
lot of. I guess they didn't do much promotion though because
It
of.
didn't seem like
Yeah, I
they
didn't even
did.
know
They
it came
they
out.
can't do much promotion because the actors
Oh,
can't
the
discuss
strike.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Is so that? Yeah, I guess that probably did hurt it, right? They couldn't go on like the Tonight Show or whatever and talk
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, yeah. That's about all I watched besides the Phillies all week because I had to watch the Phillies
Go
every
Phils.
goddamn night they were on.
And they may make it tough too.
Yeah, I feel bad for Michelle because she's had to sit there and watch it with us every night. And it's been a fun bonding experience because at least one of my boys has been home every single time we've watched it.
Yeah.
And sometimes both of them were home. So it was really fun to sit there and watch it, except for the games that they lost poorly. And Logan yesterday was really cool. We were sitting there talking about whatever.
She's the one that makes all the noise now. I
Sorry.
used to drop my pen all the time.
So I was asking Logan where he had been for game, what are we on, 5? Game 4. I'm like, oh, where were you? He's like, oh, I went out with Brady, Brian's kid.
Yeah,
and
our ex-producer.
yeah.
I miss you, Brian.
I went out with Brady, and then I had to go pick up Dom and John at the bar. I was the drunk driver. I'm like, you were the what now? And he's like, well, I went to pick them up. I was the drunk driver. I'm like, you mean designated driver, right? He's like, oh, right. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to be the drunk driver. But I was like, wait a minute, Dom and John were at the bar? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you guys have fake IDs? My son's 19. I was like, you have fake IDs? He's like, he like gave me like a half-second pause. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, let me see it. Like, how good is it? Like, let me see your fake ID. Holy shit. It was amazing. It's a New Jersey driver's license with the
Really?
hologram. He says it scans. I'm like, what'd you pay for this? He's like, I got 2 for $60. I'm like, wow.
That's it?
Online.
And they scan?
And they scan.
Online?
I
Where do
was
you
like,
get those
that's
at?
amazing, man. I was like, I might need to get one of those someday with a different name.
I
But
can't believe you can get them online. That's really
Yeah,
scary
and it was-
if you think about
Like
it.
it was
online,
so
but is it the
good.
dark web online or is it just regular?
How do you
online?
get to the dark web?
all he had
I've
to
been
do,
on
all
there
he had to do
once
was
or
take
twice,
a picture.
But yeah,
Why am I not surprised that you put it on there?
He has an ICBM in his basement at home, like
Oh
that he
my
has
God.
aimed at my house. But yeah, he said he gave some guy $60. They took his picture and they uploaded his picture, and then like days later, he got 2 driver's license. I was like, wow. I'm like, that's the one you give to the cops next time you get pulled over, man. If it's that good, because then the ticket will never come here.
Jesus.
I didn't have
They're-
those back then.
I had a shit. I'm much older than you, but I went to Times Square in like 1988 or 89 and bought them there. I had a Maryland.
you get a New York license.
I had a Maryland driver's license. But
because it was easier to
goddamn,
get
like,
other out of state
it was
licenses were
back
easier than
back
Jersey
then it was
license,
easier because
yeah.
the thought process was like bouncers in New Jersey wouldn't know what a Maryland driver's license looked like. So
And that's why we
they
would
would-
always go to Pennsylvania if you had the New Jersey license. You would always that's what.
But mine was terrible. I think it was so obviously fake. And I mean, once in a while it didn't work, but for like the 2 years I needed it,
Like, get out of here, boy. You're like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll just go to the next bar.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the closest we had was a kid that had got his growth spurt early. He had a mustache and he put a cowboy hat on.
We had
and
that
they let
guy
him
too.
in.
We had this guy Russ in high school. He was
There's
like
always that one
7
guy that
feet
has the
tall.
mustache
And
that came in. Yeah,
he bought all our beer. Yeah, he was awesome. He bought our beer before the Monsters of Rockfest. Those dogs killing each other upstairs. My God, it sounds terrible.
You know what else it sounds like? It sounds like Spreaker, because that's where you can find our podcast. Download, rate, subscribe, review, do all those fun things. Andy B with
I
the
hit
music.
the B, man. It's not
I guess
working.
It's not going to come out, right? That's all
Sorry.
right. It's exciting. A new
Bam, bam,
podcast
bam,
on all the
bam, bam, bam,
socials
bam,
out there.
bam, bam, bam,
The
bam.
Jazoo over there on Instagram. Jazoo74 on Twitter. This has been the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
AE Gonzo.
They sound like they're going crazy.
I hope they're not killing each other. AE Gonzo 1 on Twitter. AE Gonzo 1970 Instagram. I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on Twitter. I'm
And
Dana.
Instagram.
And Instagram.
Dana Cap 77 on Instagram.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I'm Zach. No socials.
Who are you? All right. Bam, 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 bam.